Once Grammarly is installed, you can open that to switch input methods to go from your default keyboard to Grammarly by choosing that option, and they will immediately provide you with customization options for the theme and look and feel, where you can choose either the light or the dark mode. I will go with the dark mode, and then you can choose if you want to have the number at the top. It's pretty useful to have it enabled, and the key borders to show distinct keys here. So activating that will show some borders around the keys. You can have that and hit on continue. In the next screen, you can add more languages if you want to have in addition to English. I don't see any of Indian languages here, but if you want to add any other languages, you can have some here. And if you tap on these three dots, you can choose different English dialects. I have chosen English India, but if you want to choose a different one, you can opt for that here and then hit on save. That's about the language settings, and hit on continue, and your Grammarly keyboard is now ready to go. So in this screen, we will see these 4 sections, and the rest are all self-explanatory. And among these 4, we already saw about the languages. Next, let's look into the theme, wherein you can add, in addition to light and dark mode, you can add custom colors. As you can see here, you can choose any of these colors or tap to choose any other color you want to change the keyboard's layout color. And you can add any photos from your device to add it as a background, or you can choose photos from Unsplash to keep it as your layout background, like this one. I'm going to go back to the dark mode, and that's how you can change the keyboard themes. Let's look into the settings within this keyboard section, where we already saw about the number row and then the key borders. And if you want to show some extra symbols on keys, it's pretty useful. You should have that enabled, because I'll show you what it looks like. If you go back to the theme, you can open that. You can see here there are some small tiny symbols that's shown within these keys here, and if you want to show, you have to enable that setting. If not, you'll have to long press on it to see it, like this one. It's pretty useful, so keep it activated. So keep this enabled. And if you want to have a case sensitive layout, enable this one. What this means is that if I am not enabling this, you can see that whenever I am typing a sentence, and what you see here is that the capital letters will remain capital even after you start typing. So it is not case sensitive layout. If you want to have that enabled, then go back to this setting and make sure this is enabled. I believe this is enabled by default, so that whenever you type in, let us say, so when you start typing, the characters will automatically change and adjust to what you're typing, like capital or small letters. And in case you want to switch languages, if you have multiple languages installed, you can use it through the spacebar itself. Next, if you have different keyboards installed like how I do, then you can have this setting enabled to have this long press to switch different keyboards. And if you want to have a cursor control to navigate between the words, then you can choose cursor control, but that's your option. Keyboard height will help you set how tall you want the keyboard to show within your mobile screen, so you can choose that option here. And for the emoji skin tones, you can choose what you want to be the default skin tone here. And under these key press options, you can choose these options to have them vibrate on key press or sound on key press, but I don't want any sounds when I press the keys. And then pop up, yes, I want to see the keys when pressed, which key I'm pressing. So that's all about the keyboard options. And now finally, let's get into this writing assistance, which is the USB for Grammarly keyboard. So in here, you can see that there are some bunch of features, and let's see them quickly one by one. I would suggest to enable these like how it's shown now on the screen, but you can always choose what you want to keep. But these are the best ones which I found helpful while typing in my testing. So for the first one, tone detection, this shows how our language is. Is it friendly? Is it curious? Is it informative? Is it formal? So such kind of tones are shown by looking at how when it studies what you have written. So keep that enabled if you want that feature. And then synonyms, if you deactivate this also goes off. So if you want to keep this on to see different meanings for the words you type, keep this enabled. And predictive text depends on what you write, so it suggests further words, what next word you want to type, so you can have that on if you want. And suggest emojis, you can just type in happy or sad, and then the emojis will automatically show up on what emojis you want to have. I wouldn't have these contacts enabled because I rarely use that feature, but if you want, you can have that so that when you type in a name, then a contact will be suggested from that list on the top. Under the typing section, you can have these auto corrections to correct the mistyped English words, but this is done automatically. Some people may not prefer to have this, so you can have it on or off based on your preference. And with the auto correction for all languages, this, as you can see, this is a beta setting, so it may or may not work well, but I'm going to leave this off. Auto space after punctuation. If you want to keep any space character after punctuation marks, then you can have that enabled. Next, with the backspace to undo auto correction, that's a good setting to have. You can hit backspace to undo any auto corrected word so that you can keep the word that you have written. Auto capitalization, which is good, let's keep it. And swipe to type, it's the order of the day now. Every keyboard offers this setting, which is easier to type if you know the spelling of a word. And of course, you can always double tap the space bar to add period. And finally, you can create your own personal dictionaries, like while you type. The Grammarly keyboard offers to add your words, custom words to dictionary. So this is the section where you can come to see your added words.